We're back at it again today after a few days away. Stu's been in work for the last few days and we're just doing some finishing off jobs with the woodwork today. So Stu wants to put a shelf in the cupboard there. I need to do some painting, some second coat stuff. I need to take this desk off here today so that I can paint behind it. That's the only surface in the van that hasn't been painted so far. So, and then tomorrow, all of the woodwork should be done by tomorrow, and then we're planning a trip to Ikea so we can start thinking about some accessories, and then I want to look at some fabrics so that we can think about the upholstery work, which will be the next part of the project. But I'm very glad to say that most of the disruptive work is now over, and it's very nice living in the van with all this extra cupboard space. We've actually got cupboards that are half empty at the moment, though I'm sure that won't last. So one of the jobs that we're going to be doing in our little finishing up work is when we designed the whole refit, this cupboard here, which has got my clothes in it. So I designed this in such a way so that there's a dowel at the top and the bottom, and then as you can see Stu pulling that across now, then that allows the curtain to open, which allows me access to my clothes behind. But as you can probably see there from where Stu's struggling, it just doesn't work very well. There's too much fabric, it's hard to open it completely, it's difficult to get to my clothes behind. So it just goes to show, with the best of planning and decision making, you can still do things, and then in practice they just don't work. So Stu's got a little plan to change the cupboard slightly without changing the design, so I'll let him tell you.
Well, rather than losing the dowel in completely and having to put doors on them, which is what we were trying to avoid, we're going to have a loose dowel at the top. So I'm going to manufacture some sort of hook or angled bit of wood at the top here, so the dowel can actually lift up and off, and then it'll just hang down at the bottom, and then when you want to put it back up, just hook it back up the top, and it should, in theory, sit behind it and not fall forward. As long as you lift it up, bring it round. That's the plan anyway.
Well, the plan we had didn't work so well, so to open the curtain so that the people can see how difficult it is. So as you can see, I'm managing, but that is not an ideal access to your wardrobe every day, and as Stu just discovered, every time I open it my socks fall on my head. So
well, that won't stop. You'll still have socks landing on your head every time you open
van
it.
life, isn't it?
But yeah, if we can just have the dowel hooked into place, so all you got to do is lift it up around the hook, and then it'll just fall forward. It'll still be attached to the bottom the same way it is. You can get to it, and then you just lift it back up, hook it into place. Job's a good one.
That'll be a lot better, I think. We did all right. We did the whole van, and that was the only design deficiency. It had to be something I designed, didn't it?
No comment.
And that's the van trashed again. So,
it doesn't take long, does
no,
it?
it doesn't. Stu's just up there doing the extra shelf and doing the best of what he's doing with my wardrobe. I've just given the floor a good scrub to get all the bits off it so I can get on with some painting. So that's next on my list. Get this painting finished. That's the last bit of wood left in the van. Say goodbye.
And we are done, I hope. I've cut out a couple of makeshift hooks out of some scrap wood that I had, because we like to repurpose the scrap. They are sticking on at the moment, so I can't put too much pressure on them. But with the dowel in, if you push up in the middle, they will hook over the top and then just sit there. So for all intents and purposes, they looked exactly like they did before. And then you just push up and it drops down, and you can grab your bits out of there, or if you need to, take it out completely.
That's better. Perfect. So if you're doing a van build or a reno and you put together an idea and it doesn't quite work, so don't worry, you're not the only one. Happens to the best of us. Sometimes you've got to try things to see that they don't work. So
yeah, we don't mind admitting when we get it wrong.
There's no
idea.
Yeah, there's no mistakes in life, are there? Just lessons. Ikea!
Today we're doing something I absolutely hate. Shopping. in Ikea.
We need the things from Ikea, it's unavoidable.
Apparently so. Let's see if we can make it a bit more interesting.
I might have a poo in Ikea, not in one of the display toilets though.
That's not what I meant by making it interesting.
If you walked into someone's house and you saw those, you'd be like, I bet they got those from Ikea. I've got to put up with you all day, have I? Right, Tim, then.
What are you doing?
Fine cushions. Because ours are all flat. Up my boobs.
Look at the tape measures he's making me carry around because I couldn't find my B&Q one. What even is that?
They'll have these on display because there's only one there, so I can't take that anyway. It'd be nice if they have them in different colours. I think I prefer the black to the white. So you've got a few black accents in there already.
And I measured everything before we came out. For the start of the tape measure, it starts there. I measured everything from the end. What sort of a tape measure is that?
One that you get with free Chinese tap that you buy from abroad. No, nice. They wouldn't fit on our cupboards, I don't think, because we've got the little lip, haven't we? But yeah, just to give that little bit of space under the kitchen.
Who knew Ikea would be full of stuff that we don't need?
I think you're just being a grump. You're nearly as bad as that man over there who just told his wife that she was behaving like a 5-year-old. I think that's
It's not just me that hates Ikea.
He's been very grumpy. Men out there who hate their wives, hate them, I tell you. I don't know why you get married. I got a hammer.
It's not a hammer, it's a meat tenderizer.
Can I tenderise your meat with it?
No, you can't put it down.
And every time that you walk through the door, I'm hit by the same old side, blinded by the light.
Oh, if only.
Oh, I've bloody lost him now. Where the hell's he gone? Christ, stop! Oh my God, you bloody idiot!
Can't get away with anything nowadays. God, as well, and there's still a fiver, even though you've had your old ones up for 5 years. Perfect. So we've talked about these a few times, but this is what Stu used to make all the blinds in the van. So all 3 blinds in our van, which are perfect blackout, are all made with one £5 Ikea blind. We've looked at loads of different coloured solutions to change it with the rest of the van, and none of them are blackout, none of them work. We even ordered a sample of like a £70 blind, and it just wasn't blackout when we got it. And it was really important to us because it means that when you're outside the van in the night, people can't see that we're in there either. So, but anyway, so we're replacing what we've taken out, or what we are taking out, because it's a bit tatty after 5 years, with exactly the same thing, because if it ain't broke, why fix it? Well, that works out about £1 a year. I'm happy with that.
It's too light, isn't it, for the bed? You film with me again. I don't want to be in Ikea anymore. I've had enough now.
Yay! What do you reckon, darling?
See you soon.
Oh, I guess my colour.
Do I look pretty?
No, look better on me.
To be honest, if I walked out like this, nobody would think me strange. Everybody would be like, no, she's gone full fungi. I've actually got a crocheted one like this. Rachel made me. She's finally gone full fungi.
Used to call you mine, gave it my best, but I don't need one more try.
I could have a bath in one of those. I could totally get in there.
Get in it, see if
I could get in there.
Now take your clothes off.
I'd be happy just with the bubbles and the hot water. I've solved the van life bath problem.
I was going to stop filming, but I want to see you get out of it.
Oh, people are looking at me. Oh dear.
It's time to go.
Did you bring any bags?
You can pass the blame.
Buy one.
Say what you want, you got nothing on me. We won't be the same. Don't you call me up, cause we badly need this change.
Film me putting the pin number in. Well, you can now, because there's no money left in there.
You're such a drama queen. £57.50 is not a lot. What you got?
Oh, last of the big spenders. Got a hot dog for about 75p or something. Feels like it's 75p's worth.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes our Ikea trip.
Good morning. It is Scorchio out there. We have all the windows open, all the fans on. It is a warm one. It's been a week since we picked up the camera because, to be honest, I needed that long to get over the Ikea experience.
Morning, guys.
Yeah, being dragged around shops is not my favourite thing. But we got a few bits that we needed, so today we are carrying on with a few of the little finishing touches. And while Kath sits here sweating and working, I'm going to replace the blinds. As you saw in Ikea, our blinds were £5, and since they worked so well and have lasted 5 years, we're just going to replace them with exactly what we had to begin with. So hopefully it'll be a little bit easier this time, because I've got the old blinds to use as templates, because last time it took me ages trimming them down to size. But I'll show you how they're all fixed and how they all work, and then I'll get on and chop out the new ones. Our side windows have little tie backs, which did have Velcro on before we painted it, so that will be replaced. They are stuck to the wall here, and on this side I have stuck in a magnet inside here. Well, actually it's a washer in there, and the magnet is on the other end. So when you pull them closed, they sit up against the magnet, and that's that. Completely blackout, both from inside and outside. The sliding door window is very much the same, just on a larger scale. So as you can see, I've got little tie backs, which are simply washers stuck to a cut off of the fabric, and little magnets screwed to the wood paneling to hold it all in place. Undo the magnets, pull it across, and then in here somewhere, there it is, there's another magnet, and again there's a washer stuck in between the two sheets. So you just pull it across, hit the magnet, and there we go. As you can see, these are looking a little bit tired from 5 years of opening and closing, which is why we are replacing them today. Unlike the small windows that are stuck to the wall, the whole blind here is held on with magnets. I like magnets. So magnets on the side and magnets inside there. The blind itself, the corners have been chopped so it fits the curvature of the door. So today's job is to chop the new blind. Hopefully an exact replica of what we already have, and then fit it, and it'll look nice and new. But as you can see, if I sit them next to each other, you can see the length difference, which is how I managed to get the side windows out of the same blind. As you can see, they're a little bit floppy, and when we peg them back they tend to bend over at the top, and I think that's what's contributed to the fact that they're aging quite so quickly and looking a little bit rough. So what I've decided to do is use a bit of offcut again, because we like recycling. A little bit of plastic I'm going to glue inside to try and give it a bit of strength, so hopefully they won't fold and bend and crease quite so quickly. Not something I've done before, so it'll either work or it won't.
Somebody help me, yeah. Somebody help me get over it. Somebody help me, yeah.
I'd recommend using scissors over a Stanley knife. Much easier, especially if you're doing it outside and it's windy. Well, discover the easiest way on the last one. Well, that's the plastic glued in place. Time to take the dog down the stream to cool off, and then I'll come back. Hopefully the glue will be set, and yeah, we'll see if they fit. Well, as I said earlier, it's a bit of a scorcher today. I've just been down to collect the dog from the van. She's keeping Kath company, and I had a quick feel of the pavement. It is red hot, so instead I let her have a run around the garden. She's happy, she's had a pee, and now she's back in the van in the shade with Kath. Yeah, just too hot to walk dogs at this time of day, so we'll wait for this evening and we'll take her out again once the temperature's cooled off. Right, let's go and see if that glue's set. I've got one more bit of plastic to put into place, but I don't know exactly where it's going yet, so I have to fit it and then work out where the plastic goes, then remove it, then glue it, then refit it. So yeah, it's going to be one of those, but let's see how we're getting on. That seems to have done the job. It's one down. Getting there, probably do with a little bit longer to dry, but that's okay for now. Alright, that's the two side windows. They're pretty much done now. The big one I have put magnets on there. Yeah, they're not quite set yet, but that's not the end of the world. I can pop it in so I can work out where the last bit of plastic goes. Well, the eagle eye amongst you will see that I'm wearing different clothes because it is a different day. Yeah, my little additions of hard bits of plastic at the end didn't work, so I went back to the drawing board yesterday, ripped them all out, and I've gone for the same system I had to begin with, which is just a washer and a little tab. I'll show you now. That there is the end. It's just a little bit of the fabric glued on, and there's a washer inside there. They come with sticky tape on there anyway. So that will be stuck on that side, and that will go up there and meet the magnet that is already there. So I will get on and fix the two side ones, and then it's just the main one to do. The magnets are set now. I just need to put it in and see if I need that hard bit of plastic or whether I can get away without. And there we have it, as simple as that. I like to keep things simple. It's easy to repair when it goes wrong. But as you can see, they are flush fitting, completely blackout. Yeah, at night time you can't see any light coming from inside the van, as well as we can't see outside. So if we need to park up on the sly somewhere, do a little bit of discreet camping, then nobody knows we're in here. Always a bonus. Right, I'll get the other side done and then we'll have a look at the big window. Right, let's have a look at the main door. So it's still got the fixings in from where I removed the old one. So you can see there are magnets top and bottom, and then these are the little straps, which again is just offcuts with a washer attached, and they just clip the curtain back. Now when you do, the curtain tends to fold over top and bottom. So that's my idea of putting the plastic in to try and keep it straight, but I'm not sure if it's going to work. So I'll get it fitted and then we'll see if we need the plastic. There we go, you can see how it works now. Just holds it in place. But once they've worn in a little bit, they're still quite stiff because they're new, but once they're worn in, they tend to fold there. So if I can get a bit of plastic to run down about 70%, that should keep it straight. I can't do it all the way because obviously the door is curved and it needs to bend at the bottom because there's a handle in the way. Well, I've measured a bit of plastic, popped it in there. I've also put a magnet on the plastic, hopefully in the right place, which, well, actually a piece of metal on the bit of plastic because the magnet's attached to the door. I think I've got it right. Just got to wait for the glue to dry, and that should be everything. And there we go, fitted. I put a little tag on the end there which is attached to the magnet, so when we pull that it'll just take the magnet off without having to pull on the rest of the blind. Hopefully it'll last a little bit longer. Not bad, £5, 3 blinds for your van. Thank you very much, Ikea. Good afternoon and welcome back. Oh, it's been a busy few weeks, but we are finally finished with the carpentry. So we thought we'd give you a quick tour of the van just to show you what it's looking like now. Let's start with the entrance. Our little porch and kitchen caddy with everything for the dog, the shoes and all of Kath's jars. Our little step holder, the nice paintwork around our mirrors. Oh, there's Kath hiding behind the fancy new cupboards. We now have our coat hook, which hides our recycling bin, and our laundry bin, which is currently not in there because we're doing the laundry. This is a new addition you won't have seen. We now have a map on the wall to document all of our lovely travels.
I love it!
We'll update that as soon as we get the pins.
Hello everyone, thanks for sticking with us for 9 whole episodes. So on the end here now we have a little tablet up, and this is our home hub. So this has got all our Blink cameras and Amazon Music, our solar app and things like that on there, which is really handy. New bed throw, a little taste of Morocco. So this is the same fabric that they make the long Moroccan capes out of. I think it really tidies up the bed lovely. We're really pleased with it. Then we have our overbed storage, which you would not believe how much fits in there. It's absolutely amazing. Just unhook, drop them down. Shown those on a little reel on Facebook if you want to take a little look, and also on shorts on here as well. This is my little cupboard, which is just my little bedside cupboard, which just has my little bits in it. Look at our spectacle holder. I love this. They're always lying around and then we end up sitting on them, so this is perfect to put all our specs and sunglasses on permanently. And then on this side, got this little cupboard here. Stu's got his little shelf, these 2 cupboards. So as you know, we changed these slightly. So now that they do this instead of sliding across, which actually makes a huge difference, much easier. Little design fault there that we had to fix. Stu's cupboard, little cupboard for all the pop bottles and things, which is perfect. Our little shelf here, which is a lot tidier now that this was one of the big reasons we wanted to create more cupboards. So he's going to pop me a little bookshelf in the middle here so I can store some of my books, because that's the one thing we've lost so far. And then onto the kitchen. So we've got the tiles here in the kitchen, which definitely made the kitchen area more distinct. All of this has made the van seem much more spacious as well. Then we've got our storage cupboards, little spice rack, which is already getting filled up with junk that we stick in there. Our egg box, it's my favourite little thing. Look, it's so cute. Little Amazon purchase there. So, and then we changed this. So this originally had a knob on the top, but we've cut the hole in it, which makes it flat, which turns this into an extra work surface. So this piece here was cut out of the counter originally, so it was only a piece of scrap wood anyway. So, and then we've painted up all the bottom cupboards, changed the handles. So we've got these little rope handles down here now instead of metal ones, so they've got no weight. And these little monkey fist handles that Stu cleverly made for all the cupboards. And then all the cupboards, as we've shown you throughout the videos, have these fabric panels in the door, which has reduced the weight a lot. It's made a huge difference in here. And there we are. I hope you like it. As you all know, last year before we started the refit, we did a full van tour. You can link to this video here. When we have finished, because we still have lots of reno to come, so we've just finished with the carpentry, but there's going to be more upholstery, some rust treatments and some other things to come, so we'll film some of that and share it with you. When we've completely finished the project, we will do another van tour, which hopefully will give you a nice before and after, and will allow you to see all the elements of the new van in full.
But until then, we'll see you next week.
See you soon.